What's going on, guys? Time for another recap. What a day into the market. Let's get right into it. So starting on the X here, let's go over some of the calls. We had multiple gaps above and below on ES and Q, and you know how much I love to follow those. So let's go over some of the first little calls here. So we had some downside, beautiful three waves down. This was after the jobs data, right? And then I had some calls here on X that I said, play number one, jobs bounce. So what I always do is I grab this perfect little Fibby box. We pointed it to the downside. We look for our always first target of 1618. And then generally speaking, it retraces to target one. And then if it holds above the 100 Fib, target two. And the bonus round all the way to the top of the Fib, target three. And usually these waves do come in threes. It's a beautiful thing. So we called this long way before it happened, right after that 0 Fib. And where did it go? Yep, we got some realizers. I think we're a little higher than that, but we hit that mark. So here's another look at it right here on ES, Fib box, downside, 1618, target long. And then once it gets over that, I said, here we go. It's another target, called this one as well. And then back to the golden pocket, then back to the full Fib. And one of the big reasons for this is there's no price action to the right side of data. So you see this channel right here, this whole channel is the high low of the 1 minute chart for data for jobs and claims and everything else that came up. Housing starts and a bunch of other little things, sentiment maybe. But regardless, it's not going to trump Powell, CPI, and PPI for this week. It was a small one. So the 1 minute high low, I pointed to the downside. And what I mean by no price action to the right, this is all wide open. You notice there's no candles, plain and simple. There's no price action to the right. So when price action comes outside of the Fib, hits short target 1618, retraces, and then has potential to push inside the Fib where there is no data, we have a very easy making money play here that we call actually all three of these very well. One dirty trick we'll go over that the market tried to play on it. So once you get it at that 100 Fib though, that support to push you up to golden pocket and then the top, a lot of the times has a high probable chance because there is no data to the right side of the candle, right? So no price action candles here to the right side of the data that came out. And if we pop back into that data candle low, she loves to go to the 50% and the full retracement. So last but not least, so we confirmed our target right there. So let's get into the rest of what we've seen. If you are smart with your fibs and you watch this channel a lot and you know these recaps like the back of your hand, you'll see fun stuff like this right here. And I'm gonna go to the minute chart real quick. And what we got down here is an algo, and you know me and algos, right? So let's take a peek at this algo. Yesterday, I confirmed along and said, if it holds this fib, go long. Here's the algo box on Qs. Here's the golden pocket hit. Look at this, perfect ride. Shied, didn't hit the 1618, broke in, found perfect support at the golden pocket, which is about halfway through the fib, right? And then back over the confirming, and out she went to the melt up on highs. But where does it end, right? So generally speaking, we have targets on these fibs. Now this fib right here was just the algo of yesterday's pre on QQQ, okay? 1 minute chart, and that's where you can see this little tail. Then we pointed it to the upside, and then once we're over the 100 fib, we use 1618, which is target 1, 2618, target 2, 423.60. That's a big bonus round, and there's one more higher than that, which is the insane bonus round 666. Okay, and we'll go over these after. So let's move into today. This was yesterday's data, obviously pre-market for that CPI. And that was after the CPI candle itself. And I use the algorithm after it because I'm just a big fan of this. So let's take a peek what happened. Look at this thing, melt up. Anything above the 100 fib, 1618, 2618. Oh, we had some room. We didn't quite hit it. What is one thing that Fibonacci loves? Magnets and live hour hits, live trading hour hits, okay? That means this after hours, this pre, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the live trades. So you want price action to run into any amount of confirmation you're looking for. I don't care if it's a moving average, Fibonacci, VWAP, whatever it is, live trading hours, high volume, high stress. And that's what we got here. So the 423.60 on yesterday's pre-market CPI was the perfect top of the day. And why did we call long so much, right? Because we knew this was going to happen because we're going to blow out to a top, right? And then drain out because we're going to be macro short. We can't just be 100% long here. Let's talk about the confirmations and the scam. So the market got us with a good one right here. And if you weren't watching this live, that is from Fed Speaks, Fed Williams. So he was, was it him or, yeah, it was Williams. He came out right here, perfectly timed, right after we got in our support. And I was calling for 100% long. We were going to fill this back up, and it played out. It was just a little shifty, right? So when you're playing something like this, we got the fibs here, and this is today's jobs, QQQ, 1 minute, okay? And that's the box. Once you get to the 1618, generally speaking, we go back to the 100. That's target 1, target 2, target 3, and this is obviously all bonus round. And same thing we just talked about. So you see this 1618 become base, but this snaky little mother trucker right here, that had to have got a few people there. And hopefully you guys jump back in and play the long accordingly, because we said still 100% it's going up. It's guaranteed stamp of approval. I don't like giving guarantees, but this was a guarantee. So once it double bottom here at 1618, she pops back up and finally made that call here that we posted on X, Twitter, bonus rounds all the way up to 454 on Qs. Same with the SPY, even though we covered it on SPY. So if you go over to the SPY, same exact jam here. Boom, boom, point at the downside. And again, the SPY candle, just that nasty, nasty news candle from Fed Speak on those Williams, man. That was just rude. So on the 5 minute over here, let's go down to the 1 minute. Check out SPY real fast here. And I do want to talk a little bit here. Some other stuff. There we go. So on SPY, we actually went way past. But again, the same thing applied. We came down to that 1618. Came back up to the 100, got the stop out algo like a jerk with the Fed Williams speech, rallied all the way back up, and then turned back around. Well, how in the world do we determine how the market turnaround here is going to happen and work? Well, for one, we know something huge on the algos of the fib, right? So we have the fibbed out algos of the 1 minute. But what happens when those are already played out? We already have price action that went all the way through and won. You know, I want a different candle. That's what a lot of people like to say. So high-low scenarios happen, and these are strong. They're good. But just the high-low in a sequenced move is something that you always want to pay attention to. So the high a day right here and this low near the VWAP 666 support that we have, this would be my high and low of choice to fib out for future moves, because I'm still expecting macro short side, because that move is just unsustainable with the data that we got. So this right here to the high. And again, generally speaking, let's look how this one went out. These aren't as perfect as algos or pre's or so on and so forth, but with this high low, we know that the golden pocket is a directional pick. So when the box is here, okay, and this was where the box was drawn from. We don't have any of this data yet, okay? We're talking about just these points of interest. So we have no idea what's happening over here, okay? So this moves on to be above the 666, okay? Hits our 100 fib, right? Creates the 0-100. After it starts to retrace right here, because we picked a base, right? We didn't go any lower than that. That's why we're making the Fibonacci right here at the base. It comes back up to the golden pocket and it can't hold, right? So rules would apply. Our directional is either over or under the golden pocket, and being macro to the downside. And if we look at the volume here, we're going to move to the 5 minute chart real quick, because volume is way more important on the 5 minute than it is the 1. And we can tell right now, for continuation's sake, already on this big crackdown right here. So if you wanted to wait for extra confirmation, we have this guy right here, and that's an 11 o'clock a.m. central candle that caused that big dip right here. But let's get some of those confirms. Now sellers are in control here, which means from this candle on out to the right, all of this is seller controlled, okay? Because there's no other buyer volume closing that high, not even a little bit. This seller closed higher. This is the one that started it. This seller is higher. 3 different candles. So this wash down, we could see coming, right? And that break, all it had to do is stay under the golden pocket. So if you use the high-low range, like we just went over, anything under the golden pocket is going to be first target 100 fib, right? So look what happened. Lower high, boom, consolidation on the 100 fib, pushed, but that push was a result of all seller volume, so it wasn't going to keep going, right? Very, very lackluster push. Let's look at some of the other confirmations here on that push, on that lower high. She wasn't coming up. Look at this thing. Beautiful mat cross, huge sell waves, RSIs, lower high, lower lows. There was nothing long continuation about this consolidation at the 100 fib. So if we point to that downside, let's look at our targets. Let's remove the data one so we can see this one a little easier. And where did she go? Well, the high-low range from the top of the day, beautimous, broke through the 100. Bam, target 1618, chopped a little bit, rolled down, shied the 2618. Of course, you should have been out ahead of time there on that one, but she did a retrace back and boop, right to the 2618 at the end. And then, of course, caused a big old bounce. And then, of course, another sell and came right back down. Some crazy volatility there at the end of the day. So that's another example of the fibs I would do. So to wrap this video up, let's go into our small account challenge. This is day 9, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, shit, it's Thursday. Yeah, 8 or 9. So let's go to the Ninja Trader here. I'll get logged in real fast. So we like to be as get up there, transparent, like always. Start live trading. Checking connected apps. There we go, live trading. And right now, as you see, our $15,000 account challenge is now at $21,396. So we're averaging, again, just about $700 a day. I think today was just over 600, something like that. Oh, that's right. We're already after hours, right? Yep, 450. So we're not going to see it there. So let's go get a report real fast. We're going to click this here. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Performance, download PDF. Oh, no, that's today. This week. Download PDF. Open said PDF, 1,862.20. So this is where we're sitting at this week. And ignore the massive commissions because I'm a psycho with the scalps and clicking those buttons, getting back and forth. And I got smoked on those double gaps today, and that was a pain in the butt to get that red back. As you can see, some of these reds even right here on that extension for the P&L history. I was down over 2,000, like 300 on the small account, but we obviously kept through the trade. We knew it was going to happen. We just had to hold through a little bit of pain and ended up making the money anyway. But still, there's some really big down thresholds that were a pain in the butt. But for the account update, we got 1,867.20 with one more day left in the week. All green, 100% accuracy so far, closing the days, and we'll try to stick with that. So if this has helped you, if you want to support the channel, if you love us here at Trade Garage and Boiler Room Trading, there are links in the description to either trade with me live every morning for Boiler Room Trading in the description. And if you're a funded trader through Apex, which we support, there are links down there. I think they got a 90% sale going on. If this channel helps you out, small support always goes. Much love, and we'll catch you guys on the next